This is where we hold them! This is where we fight!
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
Rob, what's good, homie? Oh, my goodness. Coming in with the championship belt off the bat. You're muted. You're muted.
Muted. Sorry, I'm muted. Oh crap!
Yeah.
I'm not used to. I've been moving and shaking over here with muting and all kinds of stuff. Yo, I'm so used to my home office, and this is amazing to be outside, poolside. Got the belt, ready to start.
That's the championship trophy for the big event this weekend.
That is the championship trophy.
That
right
is sick,
here. Dude. This thing's heavy too. This thing is very heavy. Well, literally, I might wear it out of here, to be honest with you.
That thing is sick.
I'm going to wait till Carl's not looking and this thing's coming right with me. And I'm going to tell everybody that I won the tournament.
That's a great discussion. Like, I would imagine, though, that's got to be a top 5 trophy in the history of bowling events, no?
Yeah, because I know they did that at the PBA playoffs, right? They've been doing the belt, the WWE belt. You know, the whole partnership with WWE that went nowhere. Remember that?
Right. Definitely think like U.S. Open would be on there, right? The Giant Eagle.
Yeah.
That's definitely going to be top 5. But yeah, I mean, you design a belt like that for a bowling tournament, and you're definitely in rarefied territory, I would say.
Yeah, this thing is awesome, honestly. I've seen people wearing belts when I would go to WWE events back in the day. Yo, these people, they would get into it. They would buy their own belts. They'd have like 8, 10 belts. They would walk around like strapped. Like, oh, I'm serious. It's crazy how it got into it. But
you can't buy that belt. You can't buy that belt, son. There's only one way to get that belt, and that's to win this event this weekend, the Agent Ong Open, and take it down. Okay,
if I won
it's the only way you're getting your hands on that, John.
I wouldn't take this off for a whole year. Like, I'd be wearing it to work. I'd be wearing it to the gym. Literally, I'd have it around, and I would have my entrance music with me. Every time I entered the office, I'd put on my entrance music. I'd put the belt on, and I'd tell people that I was the champ, and then they'd call me I'm the champ. Like,
honestly, if I won it, I would make my wife come out with me in public and carry it around behind me.
Oh yeah,
or in front of me. Like, she would parade it around. And she'd hold it up in the air like Miss Elizabeth used to do with Macho Man. You know what I'm saying? And it would be one of those situations.
Right now. I love it. Yo.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 80s wrestling I'm in on. It's just, Rob, at some point we got to give up our childhood, I know you haven't gotten to that point yet. I know you're not past that. You're still watching wrestling. But
I don't. I haven't watched it in years.
Playing with your wrestling buddies and shit. But yeah, I mean, 80s wrestling I'm in on, okay? But yeah, listen, seriously though, if I won that belt, I'd have my wife parade it around in front of me wherever we went. We go to Costco, and I'd have her walk around Costco with the belt in front of me as I'm pushing the cart. Like,
Yo, I'd be like Ric Flair though. That'd be me. I'd have a robe though. I'd have a sick robe that had my name on it.
That is a great idea. You just gave Carl the add-on for next year's event. Okay,
Yeah,
next year it's got to be a belt and a robe. It's got to be both the combo, the belt and
like
the
a Ric
robe.
Flair robe.
Oh my goodness! How dope would that be? And then every bowling tournament you go to after that, if you win it, you can wear the robe and the belt, right? How playa is that? Like,
dude,
stepping into
like
the
green
lanes.
jacket. like the green jacket, but it ends up being a robe. Yeah,
Man,
that's
sick.
a good idea.
I got to
Toss
bring
it on
this
there.
is this is an asinine comment. I still got to
All
bring
right,
it up. It's my
I'm gonna hand the
boy.
belt off because
It's
this
my
thing's
boy.
heavy.
Yeah, we
Stump
have
up.
guests backstage. We have guests backstage. So everybody stick
I
around.
got guests
Everybody
all over.
chill.
It's gonna be all over the place.
Okay.
So.
Rob's got a sick lineup of people for us to talk to tonight. But I have to bring this comment up because even though it's an asinine comment, and this is my boy, what up, Stump? A secret. What? No, it's not. It's everywhere. What are you talking about? It's the only thing I see on my social media feed right now. So, Rob, we're definitely going to touch on that tonight. Yes, we're definitely going to get into the discussion of
Yeah.
what this ball is and what's going on with it. You know, Lou as well.
Yeah.
What's up, Lou? Commenting on the not your thing. Love the new avatar, Lou. Love the new avatar with your daughter there. Hope she's gearing up for this season.
It's
But yeah,
amazing though, and we'll talk more because it's actually part of my worst of the week. This new ball that's coming out. So
tease the
I'll
people. Tease the people,
yeah,
Rob.
I almost tweeted it out today, and I didn't feel like taking a whole bunch of shit from everybody. I was having a good
Oh
day.
boy.
I know. So I almost tweeted out about like all the the hype about this ball. So we'll talk more about it, but it's interesting though because we've talked about it when the PBA essentially banned it in 2024. We talked about what the ball companies would do, right? And we'll get into that a little bit. But Mike, guess where I went this week, and I want to talk a little bit about where because you don't have a league review, right?
I don't. The only thing I want to say about league review is that the rain out here on the East Coast has wrecked my Tuesday night bowling schedule because my daughter's games have gotten pushed to Tuesday nights, and I'll be honest, my daughter's games take precedent over me bowling. I love watching her play. I think you all know that. I wasn't at bowling last week. I wasn't at bowling this week, and I'm not going to be there next week either because she's another Tuesday game. But after that, I will be there, and I also want to throw out there that we're changing the patterns. Oh my goodness, who's walking around the back? We're changing the patterns. We're going Eiffel Tower is long. Okay. We're going Alcatraz as the medium, and we're going Boardwalk version 2 as the short. Okay, so we're going with those 3 patterns. They're all below 3-1, but they're all between 3-1 and 2-1. Right, so I didn't go with anything crazy, and I think it'll be good to get some fresh patterns out there, and get a different look. Maybe get some fresh people coming in. Different winners. People have to figure out the patterns again. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and I'm hoping that once I'm back in 2 weeks, I'll be there for quite a few weeks in a row. I'm hoping because my schedule will be changing a little bit, and things will be a little bit easier for me. So no league report, unfortunately. But stay tuned. League report's coming back soon. But I know where you went. I follow you on social media, son. I saw you were at B3 this weekend again.
I went to B3. I haven't thrown a ball in 5 months. And I got out and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bowl. I got the itch. I want to bowl. Got my old shit. I literally dusted my bags off because they've been sitting under the stairs.
I know that's
literally
right.
like sawdust all over his balls. Yo, I bowled on a pattern. First game was like 170. I'm like, I'm shaking a little bit of the rust. Yo, 240 string pins. I was just pure. I was like, man, I'm ready. I'm good. Let's go. Like, I'm like, we're ready. So yeah, man, I'm psyched. I'm probably gonna bowl a tournament in November. I'm not bowling this weekend though. I'm not.
Well, I got to
ready.
be honest.
I'm not ready for that.
When I saw, I mean, that's what popped into my head. I was like, oh man, he was talking that shit, saying he's going to go bowl the Agent Ong. Maybe he wasn't talking shit. Maybe he's actually going to go do it.
I don't know. It's still I'm still debating. It's just the problem is I need some new equipment. I need some new stuff. I need to like shake some rust off for me to jump in a tournament of that entry fee. And that big of a tournament, it's a little bit of a suicide mission, to be honest with you. I really think so. But I decided that there's a bowling tournament in November here. One of the Theo complete bowling event tournaments that I'm thinking about bowling. I just got to drill a few things. I got to drill. I'm gonna drill a new purple hammer. I'm gonna drill one of those, and I still am deciding on what other 3 balls. I'm gonna drill 4.
Well, do you mean the actual purple hammer or the new Blue Purple Hammer.
No, it's
Okay.
still I could still throw it. I'm not bowling any PBA stuff anytime soon.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be the new release Purple Hammer, even though I have a blank. But yeah, suggestions on what balls to drill. I might have to call my contacted Storm that is under the radar that nobody knows to get me some stuff. We'll see. Maybe, patch pirate it out. But yeah, so I was excited just to go bowl a little bit and see what's up. And then obviously here at the Agent Ong Open now this week, I'll be tomorrow night I'll be at the sweeper.
That's why we're doing the show tonight.
Yeah, I'll be commentating a little bit for the sweeper for Thursday night, the Sweep the Rack sweeper.
Okay, we'll send out the info on where people can check that out.
Yeah, it's on the Bowl Stream TV. So,
okay.
Yeah, man, I'm just sitting here and I'm watching just well-known names in the bowling industry walking into this shindig here.
Well, yeah, the people can't see the squares that are not on screen.
I mean,
but I see in the background. It looks like people are having a good time. It looks like people are moseying in. So I'm going to say, why don't you tell them to continue to mosey for the time being, and we'll get into a couple of the topics that we wanted to discuss tonight. And then after we get through that, we'll get through that pretty quickly. And then after we get through that, we'll start bringing people in and we'll chop it up a little bit relating to the Agent Ong Open here. But Nico with the point of the night here. You feel me, son? Thank you, Nico. Thank you. Nico, you strike me as such a nice guy, man. I got to say. Always looking out for me. I appreciate that, bro. So, Rob, one thing I wanted to talk about tonight is a social media post that I saw earlier this week. And if you give me a minute here, I will bring it up. The post was a post from Jeff Rickles. Shout to Rickles, Scoops, the Scoops of the bowling community. And the title of the post was "Email from Teen Masters." Okay. Now, just some background here for people that might not be aware. Teen Masters, major junior bowling tournament, has been around since we were junior bowling. Great little preview of what we got for you in a few. Great tournament. Gary Beck is the promoter behind it. He's done some amazing things he had a tournament in Grand Central Station and some other $250,000 scholarships he gave out. So I saw this post from Jeff Rickles earlier this week, and it said, "Email from Teen Masters. After in-person discussions with nearly 100 sports commissions and visitors bureaus at conferences in Minneapolis and West Palm Beach and phone calls with dozens of bowling centers over the past 2 months, I have reached the conclusion that it is impractical to stage 40 to 50 qualifying events for the 2024 championships. When Teen Masters began in 1997, there were nearly 500,000 certified youth bowlers. Today, that number stands below 100,000. 1997, 500,000 certified youth bowlers. Today, it stands at under 100,000. Add to the equation the fact that participants brag about how challenging Teen Masters is, and there isn't the critical mass needed to make most qualifying events meaningful for bowlers and financially viable for host bowling centers. So let me summarize what I read as that last sentence. There aren't enough kids interested in bowling on tough conditions, really tough conditions, to warrant running qualifying events for an event like this.
What confuses me, because doesn't JOG get like thousands of entries every year? And they bowl on mostly tough patterns, right?
Okay, all right. Well, I know. I mean, that's why I wanted to discuss this, because
I'm just saying, like,
I feel like there's a general belief in the bowling community that junior bowling is strong, and that sport bowling particularly is strong at the junior level. And I'll be honest, I am one person in the community that believes that myself, because I see a lot of these young kids making up a lot of the fields at the sport events that I bowl, right? But here you have Gary Beck, and like Gary Beck is a pretty informed guy in terms of running these types of events, right? And he's kind of saying the opposite. So He then goes on to say that as a result, the Teen Masters is immediately opening registration to all eligible bowlers, amateurs who will be 19 or younger on July 5th, 2024. Okay, and it's open to everybody. Because of a lack of numbers in terms of having to run a qualifying or have multiple qualifying events in different places. So I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Like, who is junior gold just an exception? Like has the USBC created something with junior gold? Well, listen, I'll be, what I'm going to say about junior gold. The reason that there's so many people at junior gold is because they sell it like you accomplish something by making it. Right. So I think parents feel, and we've discussed this before, but parents feel like they almost have an obligation to go because their kid has qualified for this, right? Regardless of what that means, right? And I think a lot of us know that the qualifying process is it's seriously flawed, right? But that's how I would explain the numbers. Do you have any thoughts on that? On why a tournament like the Youth Masters would be struggling to get numbers like that, and Junior Gold seems to be somewhat thriving?
That's a good question. I don't know enough about what Gary did up to the event. I mean, is it a lack of marketing? Is it a lack of advertising? Is it a lack of like? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Like it's a good question because Junior Gold is obviously like the standard these days for junior bowling. Like that is like it, right? I mean, parents are paying 2-week trips out to these places, and they're literally, going there, getting their ass kicked for most part, and leaving. I don't know the numbers behind it. I can't really make an informed decision. It would just be speculation that maybe he just didn't do a good job promoting the tournament. I mean, that's what it sounds like to me. Like,
I don't know. So you would think that there's a lot of junior bowlers that bowl at a level to bowl junior gold, but don't know about the Youth Masters?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, depends where the tournaments were. Like, it was supposed to be qualifying tournaments, like all across the country. Is that what
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. Todd Squire making a good point here in the chat. Could it have something to do with the 2-ball only format?
100%. I mean, look, in this era of a bowling ball epidemic that we're in, for you to limit the field to 2 balls per kid is taking a lot of the fun out of the sport for these kids. I mean, Mike, we are in a bowling ball epidemic. There's a new ball released every month, literally every month, and you're telling the kids they can't be there for only 2 balls per bowler. You're handcuffing them a little bit. I think maybe that's discouraging.
You're going in the opposite direction.
I mean, what's a good comment though, right? Like it's a fair point. I don't know, Mike. I don't know enough about what the entries were last year or the year before that. I would have to look at numbers and kind of understand a little bit of what's going on, of why he didn't get it. But yeah, I mean, the one thing that drives me crazy, that every time I think about Gary Beckup, I think about the year that I bowled in Akron, and he completely botched the pattern up.
That was the hardest thing I ever bowled on.
Well, it was a mistake. The pattern was a mistake he put out.
I know, but he stuck with it the whole time.
He did, and it was a nightmare, and it was the hardest pattern we've ever bowled on up until that time.
It was great though. I just have great memories of cheering for Bill at that tournament because he made such a deep run.
He did. I think I was 85 under for 12 or something. It was in top 10, which was unheard of then when we were bowling. But anyway, yeah. So no, I mean it's a fair post. I'd be curious to see what the juniors would have to say of why they didn't bowl. That's who I would want to get opinions from.
Okay, Tobias in the chat with a comment saying you could bowl youth until 2022, 21, 22 back in the day. Now you age out at 18 depending on your birthday. Might be a reason for the low numbers these days. Okay, yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, Tobias, the only counter I would give to that is that even back in the day, most people weren't sticking around till they were 21 or 22. I mean, the Roy Dietrichs of the world might have been having a beer after they were done JVT Challenge qualifying, but most people were moving on when they were 18. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting point though. Listen, I just wanted to bring the post up. I think because again, I just in my own observation of what's going on in the bowling community, I feel like if there's any chance that the real side of the game is going to resurrect itself somehow, it's going to be the younger bowlers that lead that, right? It's going to be the generations of younger bowlers who come in and say, "Nah, I don't want to bowl in this house stuff. Let's change this. Let's do it differently." But maybe I'm wrong because maybe the numbers just aren't there where there's not going to be that. There's not going to be enough influence from that group, right? There's not going to be enough influence from that group to really make a difference. So I don't know. Time will tell.
We'll see.
All right, Rob. There was another internet post that I wanted to talk about this week. If it's okay, if I keep it moving.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get too deep into this one because I feel like it's a little bit nonsensical somewhat. But
is this the stuff that happened out in Arizona?
It is. This is what I'm referring to. I mean, obviously, I saw this.
Right. Let's do it.
So, if I'm summarizing correctly, there was a tournament out in Arizona. There weren't that many entries. It was incorrectly promoted, I guess, like in some way. I'm not sure on the. Generally speaking, what was said in Matt Zwig's internet post was that the tournament was not a good experience. Okay, I'll summarize it at that.
Okay,
but the crux of the issue here was that Matt Zwig was bowling it, and if I'm mispronouncing his name, I apologize. He was bowling a tournament, and there was another player bowling the tournament, a young lady, I think is how she was referred to. And during the tournament, he saw her foul. And
the foul light went off. The foul light went off.
No, I don't think the foul light went off.
It did.
I don't think it did.
I'm telling you, it did. Yes.
Okay. All right. The way I read it.
He specifically put in the post the light went off and it hasn't gone off the whole
all
tournament.
Day. See, yeah, right. When I read that, I think I took it as the foul lights had not gone off all day.
No, the foul light went off.
So, when I read this post and saw this issue, I just thought to myself, like, is it really necessary to call the person out for the foul there? Now, I believe that his perspective was that she asked him if she fouled, and he just told her yes, and that it was blown out of proportion in some way. And I'm sure that's somewhere where the story lies. I don't. So I don't want to get in.
I don't want to get too far into this, but let me explain something here. Okay.
But here's my question. I don't even care about the players involved in this. I want to talk about two things. Number one, I want to say, where do you draw the line about getting involved in a foul? Right. That's the question. That's the question I want to ask. That's what I thought about with this post.
Okay, if I'm bowling a tournament and I'm bowling on a pair, and somebody is minus 400 on my pair, right? And they foul, and they ask me, did a foul light go off? I'm gonna be like, first off, either one, I didn't see it, or two, I don't no, you're good. Just make the spare or whatever and go on. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yeah, they fouled, put it up there. Nah, I ain't gonna play like that. Dude, but you know what? If I'm leading the tournament and someone's in second and they're right behind me and they foul, and then they come over to me and I did see them go over the line, I'll say yes. But if the person's 400 under and they're in last place, I'm giving that an example, and they foul, I'm gonna be like, whatever. Just I don't care. Put a double in it for all I give a shit, honestly. Right?
Okay, so that's
right.
My perspective kind of is impacted by who you are. And what is your place at that tournament, right? Are you one of the favorites at this event to win the event? Because if you are, and the person who fouled is not, I actually think that you should probably just be like, yeah, listen, go ahead. You don't have to change it. You're good.
I don't care. Right? I'm 400. Now, you're 400. I can't believe we're talking about
is it really?
I can't believe this is actually something that happened. It's
no, but I mean, it brought up this interesting question to me of when is it okay to get involved? Because you can't always let the foul go. You can't just say always let the foul go, because there's going to be situations where you might be around somebody who's, competing with you to cash or whatever, and you kind of have to call them out. Like,
okay,
we got into a huge thing in college at the Brunswick Southern Classic in Atlanta. Okay, we got into a huge dispute with Florida State over a foul because one of their players fouled by putting his foot over the line on the lane next to him, and the other team didn't see it, and we pointed it out, and the other team was like, oh, they said you clearly fouled, and Florida State had a big problem with us pointing it out, and it led to it. We even had sanctions against our team and everything because of this, because it got so out of control. But nonetheless,
so I
like this topic. I like this topic of when is it okay to call out the foul?
How many times, and I can probably ask all the bowlers that are here right now, right, and behind me, how many times have I witnessed someone fouling or not fouling, and people have asked me, and I've been like, I didn't see anything. I don't want to be involved. I've watched someone go over the foul line and be like, oh, I didn't foul, and I wouldn't usually say anything. Sometimes, you might, and then most of the time I'm trying to bowl my own game, and I don't want to start getting involved in any drama at that point. You know what I mean? So if you say somebody fouled and they're saying they didn't, now you're directly involving yourself in drama during the middle of a tournament, right? And sometimes you just don't want to deal with it at that time during a tournament, honestly. I don't want to have to deal, and then the tournament director is asking me, and then the bowlers are asking me, and then their family, they're getting pit. It just becomes a fight. And people like me and you aren't gonna lay down. We're gonna argue and fight back if people are coming at us. So sometimes I just don't get myself involved in the drama is all.
Robert Hamilton says if it's not on your pair, mind your business. Steph in the chat says he fouled in the Bowlage Masters in the last game, and he was like minus 100 out of the cut. And the guy who ended up winning said, I didn't see anything. See, that's the move to me. Yeah, that's 100%. The move. That's the move. Whoever that guy is, props to that guy. Respect to that guy. Because see, he already knew that Steph was having a tough day. Okay, and he knew I'm not going to compound his tough day by making him
you're 100 under
foul and reset it, and don't sweat it. Yeah. So I think there's definitely some gray area here, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's a good topic. Just the whole fouling topic. I don't think we've ever really talked about.
Yeah, the etiquette.
Well, hold on, wait,
Kevin, fouling.
I want to pull up this comment. Related question: if someone is missing a pin and they strike, do you tell them they have to bowl the frame again? I tend to let it go. I think I put that in the same kind of category as the foul. If it's a high level tournament, Mike, high level tournament. I'm talking one of my complete bowling events or the Agent Ong Open, right? That's going on. And you're on a pair and someone's missing a pin and they strike or they don't strike. I'm probably going to be like, yo, you were missing a pin. But here's the thing is, you got to do your own due diligence as a bowler before you get up to throw a shot to make sure that all 10 pins are set up correctly. If you're not even watching your pins before you even throw the ball, then that's your fault as a bowler. You should check and make sure all 10 pins are set up, the rack is set up the way you want it before you get up to throw the shot. You shouldn't be just blindly throwing a shot and halfway the ball's down the lane. You're like, oh shit, I'm missing a head pin. You know what I mean? I
hear you. I think to me in that situation, I'm gonna need confirmation from somebody else in order to say something. Before I say something to the bowler, I'm gonna look around to other people around and say, did anybody else see the pin missing? And if somebody else says yes, then I'm probably gonna say something. But if no one else says yes, I'm probably just going to leave it go because, I wouldn't trust somebody who came up to me and did that. So how can I expect them to trust me?
Yeah. Anyway, all right, Mike. Let's move on. I got a lot of interesting guests that I could bring on here that I kind of want to start. I want to talk with Robert. Come on, Robert. I want to talk with Robert because we talked with him Sunday night about his action match. I want to talk to Robert about the new urethane that came out and how, even though Robert's a Storm guy for the most part, I'm pretty sure.
Definitely.
Are you on Storm?
Definitely Storm guy.
he could throw. It looks like he could throw a lot of different things. But I want to talk to him about this not urethane ball that's coming out and what we're thinking we expect if he's seen it, he hasn't seen it. So I'm gonna bring him on right here.
I can't believe we're back talking about urethane again.
Oh, isn't it awesome?
No, it's
yes,
not.
it's awesome.
Welcome, by the way.
Thank you.
Thanks
Good
for
to see you,
joining
Mike.
us.
I missed you
No
last
doubt.
week.
Yeah,
I
no
missed you
doubt. I'm
last
sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
I understand you have bigger fish to fry than me. That's all good.
No, not at all. Not at all. I wish I would have been able to make it. But nonetheless, no, I have to say I disagree with you. I don't think it's awesome that we're constantly talking about urethane. I think it detracts from the bowling in general. I think it kind of creates a boring environment, especially for the shows and things of that nature. And I don't know. I mean, I think Hammer is smart, or Brunswick is smart for promoting this the way they're promoting it, because it's obviously getting people's attention. But I'm just over the Ewer thing. Go ahead.
I got nothing.
Well, I'm gonna ask Robert. Have you seen it yet? Are you kind of with us, like just like watching internet video posts on?
Show me the ball motion when it goes 210, and then show me the next shot when you didn't move your feet and the ball 3/6s, and then we'll start seeing what's going on. Every ball shape that we see, what's the one thing it always does? It goes flush or shows the messenger, and we go, "Wow, it's awesome." Whatever. Yeah, listen, the urethane, the sanded resins, it's all nonsense, but it's part of the game.
Do you like seeing the resurgence of urethane?
Yeah, it just gives different shapes, and let's be honest. I mean, most of the guys that bowl with urethanes, and we've talked about this before. Most of the guys that complain about the urethanes are the ones that can't picture the lane more than just a left to right shape. They can't see it front to back. So what ends up happening, they throw a shot. They're so used to the ball only back ending, so they see the back 30 feet or 20 feet, whatever they're seeing, and they can't see what's going on in the front. So, of course, the ball stops hooking because there's carry down. Everybody screams it's a urethane ball. It's just nonsense. Urethane is meant to pick up early. So anytime that you throw a urethane where you think it's supposed to bend at 40 feet, you're just playing the ball itself wrong. And most of the nonsense, I think, is just because of people that just don't know how to throw it properly. That's just what I've seen.
What do you think about it from the perspective of the fan who's watching? Do you think it's a negative for that?
What's your demographic of the fan, though? I mean, is it the demographic that follows it religiously and understands the stuff, or is it the casual guy that only wants to see the ball go left to right and pins fly and shoot 280? I don't know what that demographic is.
I'm gonna jump in here because as a fan, I don't consider myself a bowler anymore. I'm a fan. It's the most boring thing to watch. I want to see Robert throw performance and stand on the left gutter, throw it to the right gutter, throw 2 tomahawks at the 10 pin, and let's go. Like that gets me jacked. Not a purple urethane.
Yeah, but you also forgot about the 3/6 counts that I threw in between that messenger, and I shot $175. Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad it's for you, but come on, I gotta sit there and think, what's going to get me through this boring thing that I'm doing. So yeah,
but I'd rather see you throw it a 7-10 or a double or a big 4 than a flat 10. Honestly,
I'd rather shoot the flat 10.
As a bowler, as a fan.
So I want to ask this, given the context of our conversation here. Like, I only remember. I mean, the first time I ever saw you throw the ball was probably the U.S. Open show, where I think you lost to Norm Duke in that show, or you beat Norm
actually,
Duke?
If you go way back, that's the AC Delco.
Oh, the AC Delco. That's right. That's right. Okay.
Way back.
And on that show, I believe you were throwing you were throwing an orange piranha. No.
Yes, I was. Yes,
Okay.
that was.
So
Yeah, that piranha didn't show up until that morning for us because it was right after the quake. But that's another
okay.
story.
So did you previous to that? Did you have a lot of experience throwing urethane as a bowler coming up, or were you
Oh,
more in that?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. I mean, you got to remember, resin didn't come out to '92.
Yeah.
I was 18 at '92. So if you
Okay.
dig up the old high roller match for me in '92, a couple of the guys could afford an Excalibur, and here I am throwing a black UDOT, a purple hammer urethane. That's what I'm throwing. And you can see their shapes were stronger than mine. Hands down, it was.
Okay.
Problem was, I didn't know how to throw resin for about a year and a half because of the fact that the shape became so far down lane and I threw the ball so hard, I kept everything in front of me. So my break points were roughly somewhere around the arrows that I was looking. So I had to learn perspective and all that when the resins came out. So of course people were screaming because they're trying to make their break points at the arrows. They can't make the break point at 40 feet perspective wise. And this is the same, lack of better term, bullshit argument I heard back in 1994. Just reverse the freaking bowling balls on who's
Okay.
shitty and who's not. It's the
Okay.
same damn conversation. That's why I'm laughing at this whole thing. People have no idea. They have no idea.
No, that's an interesting
It's
point. I don't see like I don't. Rob and I were not around. I don't think as serious bowlers enough at that time to have seen that kind of argument that you're talking about. But yeah, no, I can totally understand how that argument that was taking place then relates in a kind of a dichotomy way to what we have going on today.
yeah. I mean, seriously, it's the same argument. It really is. Yeah, the people all of a sudden, the people that have the resin ball as well, that's because they carry now and they couldn't carry because they didn't throw it good. And now the resin ball gets at the tip. So now the straighter players that couldn't get the 10 out or the 5-pin out back in that era, all of a sudden can, and the averages go up 20 pins. I mean, it can't. Urethane, not urethane, sanded resins, old school, Amphite 3 dots. It just
Well,
doesn't matter. It's all the same nonsense.
I got it. I mean, listen. Maybe I'm pleading my ignorance here because I haven't looked this up at all. I really don't care about new ball releases. In fact, I actually think that the average bowler, even somebody like me who's into the game and competes from time to time at a pretty high level, I don't think we should be going out and drilling every ball that comes out. I like to wait and see what's really good and what high level bowlers are throwing down a lane a lot. But different conversation for a different time. Maybe I'm pleading my ignorance here, but let me ask. Does anybody know what the hell this ball is that they're calling it the not yourth? Like, do we have any info on what's going on with this? Like, or is this
I
just a marketing thing?
Well, I looked up on the, because I got a shop back home in Ventura, and so of course I've got to look up, on the hammer side, like what is this ball? Not urethane, new blue hammer, whatever. So I'm looking it up, and what does it say? Cover stock, not urethane. Cover type, not urethane. I'm just dying. I'm like, they are just playing this to the most. Go ahead, look it up. Look it up. Go ahead and dig up the website and look at it. You're gonna laugh. It's just cover type, cover stock, not urethane, not urethane. I'm dying. I think it's hilarious.
Yo, that's wild. That so this could be a troll job. This is
Oh,
not only a
it's a
this is
complete
not
troll
only
job.
yeah, this is
Well, they
not
call
only a
it the
ball release,
NU.
it's a troll
I mean, they
job.
call it the NU. I mean, NU, like
Yeah,
FU. Like, that's what they're
yeah.
like.
No,
And
you're
you, not
making a joke
Yeah.
urethane.
there.
And you, not urethane. Yes.
No, there's actually
No,
someone put a middle finger in the middle of the hammer logo, and they said the NU.
you're making a big jump there, Hoss.
No,
You're
I'm
making a big
telling
jump.
you. They're telling the PBA FU is what they're doing. That's how I took it. I don't know.
Well, listen. I'm not gonna lie. I reached out to somebody. I reached out to one of my anonymous sources, and I said, any info on this ball? And their comment to me was, tired of playing by Tom's rules. Okay. Tired of playing
Yeah.
by Tom's rules. It's an interesting comment. Mark Booth in the chat. It's a total middle finger to the PBA. All right, but So they can't get away with that just saying not your thing. They're going to have to claim what it is at some level, I would imagine. No?
Maybe they created something and that's the name of it. We don't know. I mean,
Oh,
we really
man.
don't know.
I
Tell me
need
what
more
it.
info.
Tell me what a S84 is, or an HK22, or tell me what all that is. Tell me if you know. Tell me. Let me know.
I don't know. I ain't going to get an
I
answer
have no
from
idea.
me.
I have no idea.
Interesting. All right, so we're gonna let you get back to perusing here with the guests.
Yeah,
but
we got a few more people I want to bring on.
Hold on. I
they got a
have
whole
to touch
crew
on
here.
something. I have to touch on something before you go, because I am a bowling nerd, and one of my favorite things to do is to go on YouTube and watch old bowling content. And one of my favorite pieces of old bowling content to watch, and people who listen to this podcast, if you haven't checked these out, just take my word, it's well worth it to check them out, are the World Team Challenge shows. And we've had you on this show before, and we've talked a little bit of stories about your World Team Challenge experiences. And I find it interesting, especially with the PBA doing their team thing now. And Rob and I have kind of been critical of what they've done with that and the direction that they've gone in with that. But the World Team Challenge to me was such a pure competition, such a great competition. And if you want to watch some of the best World Team Challenge shows that there are, YouTube search the ones that have Robert and Timmy Mack and Barry Asher and a few other guys bowling on the team. And so you can recount for us the bracket story if you want, because you told us that one before. But what I really want to know is this. Give us the rundown on the other guys on that team. I know it was Billy Myers, right? Was one of the other guys
Billy
on the
Myers
team.
Jr., who was
PBA lefty.
Rookie of the Year, 93, 94, somewhere in there.
Yo, strap.
That's.
I mean, my man had strap, okay? Lefty strap, all right? So it was you guys. And then here's what I want to know. I want to know, how did that team come about? Because you had Timmy, you had Barry Asher, Billy Myers Jr., Devaney was on that team as well. Okay,
Yep. I mean, Asher was the centerpiece of all this.
Okay.
And, everybody knew Barry. So, I was out of northern LA, Ventura County. Billy was right in LA. Devaney was San Diego. And, of course, Timmy was way out yonder in Pennsylvania. But Barry got to see Billy and Mike quite a bit through tournaments and stuff back in the 90s. And Barry knew me just because I bowled everything. I traveled down. So, but me and Tim had become good friends. Oh, geez, look at this nonsense. 96 is the one.
Amateur bowler in the world. He's certainly in the top 5. That's my opinion.
Yeah,
anyway.
96.
I've watched Pat Healy bowl now for several years, and I'm really impressed with this game. He does everything right.
Oh, look at Pat Healy.
Steady head, but outside. That one just got away. He trusted too much, and there is an out of bounds out there.
Pause this.
From the angle he's starting the ball.
Pause this.
It will not come.
In this show, in the 97 one.
Oh, this is the bad show.
Oh, this one. This might be my favorite one, honestly. Pat Healy, listen, all respect to Pat Healy. I mean, he's very aggressive. One of the best amateurs, etc. But he bowled so bad on this show. It was crazy.
Good spare shooter.
Oh, yeah, but let's get a little backstory into. I need a mark
somewhere in that neighborhood. It might hit the lane, it might not.
I know.
And allow him to double, and he can't hit his ass with either hand. And he goes up and pures 2 doubles
here in the
or 2
first
strikes
game
right
of
there
2
and there.
in
And
the
I'm
Baker
like,
system. We will
and I
switch
flagged
lanes.
the 7 and the 10.
Total pins will determine our winner
bringing
here
up
in
the
the
good
semifinal
stuff, Rob.
match of the Silver Legacy Brunswick World Team Challenge Grand Championships.
Healy could pull a rain delay, though.
And remember, he missed the head pin to the right. And let's see if he makes any kind of a move here and what happens when he does. Remember, the middle of the lane hooks. He has to be careful. Now, that's much better entry angle. He got that ball exactly where he wanted it. He moved.
I think he misses this.
Projected farther down the lane before it got out to the right of the head pin. And this is a much better reaction. You can see he's still playing between the 3rd and 4th arrow where he was before.
Pat Healy had the greatest foul line adjustments I've ever seen.
Time. So that he gets a better
he
ball reaction.
Fast, drift, whatever, and somehow
pattern
that
about
ball was
35
making
feet.
back to where it was supposed to.
Bit light, not carrying the 7. Seen a lot of that this week. The corner pins seem to stand
look
on
at
it.
Angelo.
Normally, you would see the pins jumping around and knocking those down. The pins seem to just lay down and not really create a lot of pin action on the pin decks. And
we look like babies.
The reason for that is beyond me. I don't really know why, because the ball seems to be hitting very hard, but just not kicking the corners out. Now, here's how you should probably play that 7.
Rob, you're muted. You're muted, Rob.
See how he does.
Yeah, somebody got muted on that.
Third arrow on the left.
We could watch these for hours.
Oh, the Brad flagged the 7-2.
They're not using more of the lane, and this is a very well-coached team, Team USA.
Back with more of our championship match here at the Silver Legacy Grand Championships
Mike, let's
at the
keep
National Bowling
it
Stadium.
moving here. I have
Mika
another
K in the
guest
fourth,
I want to
Pat
bring
Lewis
on who
striking the fifth. 24 pins down. Team
in.
USA, chance cut down to 14.
Robert, we appreciate
And no goal for
we
Brian
appreciate
Graham.
it.
And
you gotta bring the video down.
9-10, and again, there's a lot of ways to miss this, and just a couple of.
Yeah, Barnes in that one too. Barnes is in that one too.
Oh gosh.
Robert, what squad of the Agent Ong Open are you bowling? The main. Are you bowling Friday morning?
No, I'm bowling all the afternoon squads, which I believe is
Afternoon squads.
Yeah, the late squads on that. Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
you saw the pattern, right? So what's the strategy?
Don't miss spares. He put out 34 mil on a 42-foot pattern. Okay, so to me, usually that much mil is on something that's under 38, 37. So now he's got something that's 42 like this. I mean, these lanes are only going to get tighter. And if they do hook, it's going to look like somebody dropped a 2x4 on there. I'm expecting. Honestly, if I can get 100 over, I think that's a safe number for 6. Honestly, okay. I think that's a safe number. Talking with Carl and a few of the other ones in scoring pace, I heard he's looking for 60 over to be somewhere around the right number. Okay, and with multiple squads and peoples and cracks and all that stuff, I mean, that's not fun. So, yeah, it's going to be just leave stuff you can make, catch some doubles. Hopefully you pop a 250 and get a couple 210s and run away out of there and just say thank you. But, the pattern's not going to be easy. Somebody might shoot 1,000, but I don't see it. I think 950 is probably going to lead. Yeah, if you can get to a grand. Carl said he's going to give a bonus if somebody gets to a grand. Or
okay.
Apparently he didn't.
He already put it up there. Well,
I thought you were going to say the plans you were thinking up 10, but good luck.
That's tomorrow.
That's my strategy.
That's tomorrow night. That's tomorrow night in the match.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Because you're going to make sure if that ball's not going to hook, we're just going to make sure it's not going to hook. We're going to carry it down. Everybody's going to shoot 3 pins all day. It'll be fun.
Okay. All right. Well, listen. Good luck. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Have a good time mingling.
Guys, enjoy. Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt. We'll be watching. I want to see you make a run this weekend, Hoss.
We'll see how it goes. But, I'm throwing it good. Don't feel bad throwing it. And just, sometimes I get my own way still. And I think I'm 25 and I'm not. And I got to stop doing that. But otherwise, I'm throwing it good. So I feel good about my chances this week. So.
How's the body? How's the body feel? How's the health? How's the back?
No pain. No pains. I mean, I'm still waiting for something. It's been 4 years or so. I'm serious. Still messing around with the 2-hand. Did something with my body posture and changed it to where somehow the 2-handed form I incorporated it a little bit into my 1 hand, and I haven't had any problems outside of being sore. Sore is okay. Pains, that's not the same deal. So,
hey, Mike, you know what that means, right? A healthy Robert means a lot of bad news for the PBA 50 guys. That's what that means. That's how I look at it. All right, Robert, we'll let you get back to the mingling here.
Have a good one. Thank you. Let me run from here.
I got you. No, I actually moved you off the stream.
Bring in Carl.
We're gonna bring in Carl.
We need to discuss the tournament
a little bit. Yeah,
we need to talk about the event.
Yeah, let me see how the audio sounds. Do you want to come on this side? Oh, you have a headset. Okay. Mike, can you hear Carl? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, he's muted.
Yeah, there's a mute. Hold on.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we're good.
Yep.
All right, so the thing I'm most interested in, I think, is give us the highlights of the roster.
Well, there's some rumors of people coming out, so I won't obviously divulge that because until they actually sign up and register, it's all hearsay. But
Names though,
there's a lot of
names,
great.
names we would recognize.
Well, obviously Robert, obviously Greg. Um, gosh, names. Let's see, Cortez Shank, um, Brett Wolf. Let's see. Gosh,
Andrew Kane,
Andrew Kane. Yeah,
Chris Clark.
absolutely. Chris is actually bowling something else, I think, in Colorado, I think, or New Mexico. Adrian Hare, Mike Miller's daughter, is coming.
Is Wesley Lowe bowling?
I believe Wesley is bowling. Brandy Calderon is bowling. Mike's
B3.
wife. Justin Sims. Let's see.
Sean Rash. Is Sean Rash coming?
So Sean has officially withdrew today.
Okay.
For what is health reasons or just under the weather. So he did withdraw today.
Jacob, a lot of bowlers are happy about that.
I was going to say.
There's a lot of bowlers
entries going up. Entries going up.
Going up. Jacob, which is here at dinner with us, unfortunately, because he withdrew from the Pan Am Games, he is still injured. So Jacob, while he's going to be at the tournament all weekend, unfortunately is not going to be participating, which again, should people that were on the fence about coming out, wouldn't be a bad idea to come out and bowl since some of these guys, unfortunately, are not going to be able to shoe up. Unfortunately.
Yeah, tell Buttriff I'm still bent out of shape about that 6-pin.
Oh, we're bringing him on.
We'll get Butters here in a minute.
Yeah, he's going to get Butters after.
No doubt,
we're going to talk to Butters. I want to talk to Butters about his injury. I want to talk about the urethane rule. I got a lot to talk with Butters about. Yeah.
All right.
We have a lot of great people here. Like Chris Schlemmer came out from Roto.
I want Schlemmer too. Yeah, we got to get Schlemmer on too.
You want some pork belly?
Oh, of course I do.
You want some pork belly?
Whoa.
Are you allowed to?
Whoa.
Yo.
Oh, man.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yo, you're going to have me jumping off camera to go get a snack downstairs, son. I can't have this.
Pork belly sliders. I'm not going to say no to that.
Two skinny guys are eating on my podcast, and I don't have anything to eat. This is blasphemy, son.
I'm not that skinny, I assure you. I used to be 400 pounds, my friend.
Okay.
Pounds.
Good for you, bro. Good for you. I wish I could. I should take a page out of your book.
But no, there's a lot of people. I gotta thank everyone though. What a showing! I have people from Canada that are flying out. People all the way from Boston, from the East Coast. So, for them to believe in my tournament for our first annual inaugural event, definitely says a lot, and super appreciative for everyone that's come out. I mean, we've been working on this since April, so but entries continue to pile in, and hopefully, at this point, I think it's a success. Wouldn't say it's a moneymaker by any means. I definitely will be donating to the prize fund, but it wasn't why I did it. I knew that it was always going to be something of losing money, but I love this game. I love the sport. And I mean, I have 50 people behind me that all support the tournament. I have sponsors here, ball reps, friends, and participants for this weekend's tournament. So this is like a big party for me. So however I want to look at it, whether it's a super successful tournament or just getting a bunch of friends together and making new ones at the same time this weekend, all about it. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt. Shout to you for that. Who's coming out from the East Coast? You got names?
Well, actually, a lot of amateur bowlers. I wouldn't say anybody from the far East Coast that have any big potential names, but you never know.
No. I just asked because I bowl a lot of the amateur stuff out on the East Coast. So, like, I didn't know if it was guys that I know from some of the stuff that I bowl or not. That's all.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So another name to bring up is probably like Derek Acuff, Kyle King. They're bowling the event.
Okay.
Gosh, there's a huge plethora, and that list comes out tonight. We're gonna release the roster and all the squad times this evening, probably after the dinner.
Give us a rundown of what days there are, squads there are. I know you have the sweeper going on tomorrow night. What time does that start?
So the Sweep the Rack Sweeper is at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So we have two squads tomorrow. We have a 9 a.m. to kick off the tournament, and then we have a 1 p.m.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 9 and 2. I apologize. 9 and 2. And then the sweeper at 8 o'clock with you guys, the 3-game sweeper. And then the action match between Robert and Greg. $1,000 a game.
Okay. And then Friday?
Friday, we have 3 squads again. 9, 2, and
okay. Saturday,
and then
more qualifying?
8. Yep, 3 more on Saturday. 8, 1, and 6. So 8 total squads of qualifying, and then the Desperado squad immediately following the Saturday night cut score.
Desperado is going to be 1 game, highest score goes.
2 games, 2 game beat the board, 1 and 8 make the cut for $100.
Okay, cool.
And it's going to be on Bullstream TV.
Okay, yeah, we put that out there already, and we're gonna be promoting that on our social media feeds as well. Obviously, giving people the rundown of where they can watch the action. Sunday is when the semifinals, finals are taking place.
Yes, so basically a 1 and 5 make the cut. We're bringing the entire cashers round in. Roll call at 8:30. Kickoffs at 9, and then they bowl 4 games, and then we cut to the top 24. Whether there's 25 in the core in the cashers round or 105, we're cutting straight to 24. Top 8 get a bye, so 9 through 16 or 9 through 24 get a 2 out of 3 game matches. We cut to that 8. We bring in the top 8 for another round of 16, and then we cut to 8 with a 2 out of 3 game matches again, and then cut to 4, and then a step ladder for 4.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's a great format. Sounds like a great event. Looks like you guys are having a wonderful time. I'm already envious because
you were out here, buddy.
I was there's. Listen, if you would have told me there's pork belly sliders, I might have came out. So next year,
there's going to be steak. There's salmon. There's lobster here. I mean, Mike, man. I don't know. I try to get you to come out.
No, listen, it's my niece's wedding on Sunday. My niece is getting married on Sunday. No, my niece is getting married on Sunday.
And he's got all kinds of shit.
My daughters are in the wedding. They're flower girls in the wedding. Big event for my family, so we're going to be celebrating Sunday. And then right after the wedding, the Eagles played the Dolphins Sunday night. So we're going right from the wedding. My brother has a private room reserved for us to watch the game and some catered food.
Real quick, Mike. Hopefully your Eagles have a better showing than they did against the Jets, because Jets.
I mean, in my defense, we're both not undefeated anymore, and we've both lost to trash teams. Would you agree with that, Mike?
It happens. It happens.
I mean, it's a trap game. I mean, you get your one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure that any NFL teams want to go undefeated anymore. To be honest with you, I don't even think that's the goal anymore. You just want to kiss the trophy at the end of the. Yeah, you just want to kiss the trophy at the end of the year. That's all. You want to stay healthy. So
yeah,
I'm right.
All right. Well, since Carl called my team trash, I'm gonna remove him off the stream here.
I apologize.
I want to bring on Butters. I want to talk to Butters a little bit. Butters, you want to hop on? Yeah, I want Butters. I want to talk to Butters.
All right, I will bow out, and I will let. Jacob's over there. All right. Well, again, thank you for you guys, Big Mike. Thank you for the support over the last few months. You guys have been huge in being instrumental to getting the word out about the tournament. So again, super appreciative, and I look forward to hosting the Sweep the Rack Sweeper with you guys tomorrow night. Again, thank you guys very much.
No doubt. And listen, anytime, man, anytime. Shout to you for doing this for the bowling community. I'm sure everybody that's bowling the event, or I hope everybody that's bowling the event appreciates it. Good luck with everything over the weekend. I'm definitely, obviously on Sunday I'm going to have the wedding going on, but I'm definitely going to try and tune in tomorrow night and comment a little bit, listen to Rob's commentary and catch the action. And good luck to you guys this weekend running the event.
All right, brother. You be good. You guys, talk to you soon.
All right, enjoy dinner, bro.
All right, Mike. I saw Butters walk in, and I'm like, I really wanted to talk to Butters because we haven't talked to him in a while. I think the last time he came on the show was it's probably over a year or two. I would imagine it's been a while.
It has been a while because when we had him on, we were more in our like interview style, right?
Yeah.
Where we were doing like a little bit longer format interviews. So it has been a while since we had him
and
on.
now we're league friends. I mean, we bowl league, pretty much.
Yeah,
next
well,
to each
listen,
other.
when
Let me
you
bring him on.
no, wait a second. When you trip six pins against Bill O'Neill, you ain't gonna get many invites on Sweep the Rack. All right, I'm sorry, I gotta say it. Hoss, great bowling, you won, etc. But you trip six pins against Bill O'Neill, especially when we're in the building. I gotta watch it live. You got my daughter crying. Okay, my kid's crying because her uncle lost, and you tripped the six pin, and we're all upset. And yeah, but you're not going to get many invites on Sweep the Rack. But welcome to the show. I'm sorry, I should have made you feel more welcome. Welcome to the show, Rob. I know you and Rob bowled league in the same building. There were no tables. I heard there were no tables for people to sit at. That sucks. But welcome to the show again.
Hey, Big Mike, it's a pleasure to be on the show. Yeah, I wasn't exactly the crowd favorite for that moment, but at the same time, oh man, yeah, it was a grateful moment for me, and Bill is Bill was actually he was very obviously upset after the match, but at the same time he had his kids there too, and his kids even came up to me and gave me a big hug. So that was an awesome moment right there.
Let me tell you something. It was one of the best shows of the year. I mean, there's no question that those shows that weekend at Carolier were some of the best shows of the year. And you're right. While Bill did have a lot of support in the building, you had a lot of support too, though, bro. You had a lot of people that throughout the week kind of joined your bandwagon, if you will. And by the time the shows came around, I'll be honest, I was kind of shocked at how many people were there really pulling for you and showing you that much love. So it was cool to see, and the competition was great. And I thought it really made for some great shows. And shout to you on the excellent finish. I know things didn't go your way in the final, but still a great finish for you. A good payday, nice way to wrap up the season. So you never can be that angry at a second place finish in an event that's paying $100,000. So
no, absolutely not. And it was a very like I said, bowling on Mother's Day. Regardless, I was bowling for a major on Mother's Day. I could have been Hall of Fame eligible, but at the same time, Kevin bowled amazing the whole week too. I mean, he went through he bowled EJ first, then he bowled Simon, then he bowled me. So I think it was definitely special for him. The fact that not only was his mother there, but he beat three future Hall of Famers basically to get to that route. So I think Kevin was definitely in the heat of the moment, and he was happy that he had his parents there.
Sick. Mike, sick run by him. You're right. I mean, that when we analyze that tournament, that's the one thing we talked about. He went through a row of serial killers to stick his flag in the ground. So yeah, you got to give him props for that. But all right, Rob, go ahead. I'm beating around the bush. I know what you want to talk about. So go right ahead.
I got a lot of things I got to talk to Butters about, but okay. The big thing I wanted to talk to Butters about was we haven't spoke to you since the PBA banned urethane in 2024. Well, I shouldn't say all urethane, anything above 78 hardness, right? I'm sure you're very aware of the new rule.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts on the new rule, your thoughts on how it's going to impact like you and the way you bowl. I mean, you love your urethane. You bowl great with the urethane, but what people don't know about Butters is I've been living in Arizona about 2 years now, and I never seen Butters throw urethane locally in the area. So he's very, very good with high performance, but I'm going to pass it to you now, my man. I want you to give me what your thoughts are. What's going on? Are you preparing? Are you practicing? Like, what's happening? I know you're injured right now. We'll talk a little bit about that. So let's get into the urethane first, and then we'll talk about the injury.
I honestly think that if you're that talented at bowling, like, I mean, it shouldn't matter what bowling ball you throw. Obviously, they made the huge announcement, I believe yesterday, about the NU blue hammer that they just made. But at the same time, it's like I'm watching people bowl, and the amount of talent that I see on tour with guys that can throw whatever they need to. At the end of the day, like our goal is out there is to strike, no matter what we need to do. So at the end of the day, like everybody that's gonna lead into this new year, it doesn't matter what bowling ball they throw. Obviously, they had to do what they had to do to get to the show, and if they did that, then hats off to them. So the way I view it is that if people were good with urethane, that's good. But at the end of the day, it's a matter of how you get there. At, and I just think that there's just too much talent out there. And no matter what bowling ball they're throwing, it it's just a matter that you just gotta repeat shots and just be consistent and
that
obviously make your spares.
They're going to figure it out.
Yeah,
They're going to
absolutely.
figure it out. Listen, I made the same point in this discussion when we had it earlier on this show. And my point to Rob was with the talent level out on tour and, like you said, and the minds behind those people. Like you guys have some of the best bowling minds working behind you in the game. So when you combine that talent with that kind of thinking about the game, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, I could be off, but I just don't see it having the impact that people think it's going to have.
No, and I think that when you watch guys like EJ, Simo, Belmo, like I watch him week in and week out. Like it doesn't matter what bowling ball they throw, they just strike. And there's a reason why they are as good as they are. And the talent level that's been increasing over the last couple of years, it's mind blowing. And I'm helping coach at Arizona State right now, and I'm watching some of these kids that are going to college, and I don't know what they're putting in kids' waters nowadays, or their milk, or their cereal, but it's insane how much talent that is being built into the programs in bowling nowadays.
How's the team? How's your experience at Arizona State? How's the team looking? How's the program there?
It's going good. Head coach over there, Jordan. He was my coach in college. One of my teammates, Matt Zwig. They're filling in really good at Arizona State right now, and I think that we have six. It's the most kids I've ever seen them coach. They have 16 kids this year,
Really?
and yeah, so they're gonna have a handful of talent coming up, and they're doing really good with a lot of the coaching stuff going on right now too. And right now it's building. It's started small, but now it's working up big, and it's so much talent that is just out there bowling right now.
Okay, no doubt. Where do you guys bowl out there?
So we're mainly out of like Bolero Violinda, which is up in like Scottsdale area.
Okay.
So, but we'll go all over the place. Like these kids, they just love to bowl, and pretty much just going all over the place. Like been to Bolero Mesa a couple times. We've been to Bolero Old Town, which most people don't even know about. That's over not too far from where I live, but they there's a lot of kids that love to bowl, and I just love seeing these kids just want to work hard and get better.
So wait, I gotta jump in. I gotta jump in because
did the college season start yet? I don't think it started yet, has it?
Our season kicks off actually in a couple weeks. We're heading out to Santa Barbara area.
All right, good luck. Good luck.
So I live 10 minutes from where they practice at Arizona State. What are the odds that I can get in there and practice a little bit? Bolero practice games are expensive these days, man. I gotta get some practice when I can get it. So what time do you guys practice? Like I'm gonna literally jump in.
We actually we just kick off like about 6 o'clock at night, and
that's perfect. Let's go.
Yeah, so we're Friday nights is one of our bigger nights. Obviously, when the season starts up.
I got no social life. I'm good. Friday night, 6 o'clock. I'm fucking coming. I'm just gonna jump in and be like, "What up, guys? Like, let's go."
I mean, actually, you know what? You can squeeze your way in there, Rob, because you were a good enough college bowler that I feel like you could probably go in there and give some good stories. You bowled with Bill O'Neill. You got that going for you. You know, you could probably give some advice. You were a college All-American yourself. So, I feel like the pedigree is there for you to slide up in there if you want.
I'll be honest with you, though. I'd probably be more curious about how, like, the girl bowling situation looks. Because when I was in college bowling, I was more interested in what the girl teams were looking like than how I was bowling.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
I'm starting to get too old for that, but
Yeah.
Me too.
So is Rob. I was just gonna say, so is Rob. So is Rob. No doubt.
I got okay. So right now, you made that announcement last week that you were injured. Talk about that injury a little bit. When do you feel like you're going to be back? Is it really serious, or is it just something you're kind of just lingering around for you?
So basically, what it's summed up to be is that I got a thigh contusion right now, and it's a lot of inflammation that's built up in my muscles. And obviously, with the whole world that bowls knows how I bowl, and if I can't create any leverage in my legs, then I could easily hurt myself even more, or I just don't feel consistent enough to bowl. So, unfortunately, as of right now, I'm not 100%, and it's taken a lot of physical therapy so far. Um, and with that, I decided to make the announcement that I wasn't going to bowl Pan American Games. It's just too short of a time. Next on the list was AJ Johnson, and he's been bowling his ass off lately. So I think that the best way to come to the conclusion was I take the time off and let myself heal, get ready for tour season next year. And next best up is one of the hotter bowlers that's bowling right now. So hats off to AJ, and I wish him and for the guys, him and Brandon Bonda. Not a lot of people know him. He just graduated recently from, or I believe, I don't know if he still is with Wichita State, but
he's a senior. He's a senior this year.
He's a senior at Wichita State, and with the way the format was, is that you had to bowl really good at Team USA trials and you had to bowl good at the Masters. So, I believe the top 5 when it was going into the Masters, it was me, Brandon, AJ Johnson, Matt Russo, and Brandon Bone, Parker's kid, and all of us were actually in the top 64 bracket at the Masters this past year. So it really came down to how we qualified and how we finished. So, but AJ was next on the list. There you go. Covered his face.
Nice.
There you go.
Mike, I had the belt. Now I have the check. I pretty much won the tournament already. I'll be honest with you. I got pork belly sliders. I do want to talk to Butters though. I know some good massage places around Scottsdale that will definitely work out some inner thigh for you.
How about the whole Arizona area?
Oh my God!
So you get with me after, and we'll talk. I'll get some good places.
Do not get with him after. Do not talk. Do not take any of his recommendations for massage places. Okay.
He's given me some good conversations in the past, so
he's gonna get you arrested, is what he's gonna do. Okay, that's what he's gonna do. All right, so just ignore his recommendations.
You can still bowl on tour with a record. You know.
Oh my God, we don't need that. We don't need that.
It sounds like he's trying to give good advice, though. So.
Well, listen, I think I speak on behalf of the majority of bowling fans, the vast majority of bowling fans, when I say that. We hope everything works out with the injury, and we hope that you're healed up and ready to go for, before the tour season, even because I know you guys have a lot of work to put in getting ready for the season. So we hope that the things proceed well with that for you.
Check out our Sweep the Rack Sweeper trophy.
That's a nice trophy, bro.
I know, it says Sweep the Rack on it, too.
That's a nice trophy.
I know. I'm just going to sit up here and, I don't want to break it.
Love it.
Yeah. Well, Jacob, man, thanks for coming, dude. Thanks for stopping on. I know there's a lot going on right now, but
sounds like mayhem back there.
Well, definitely. There's a lot got a good party going right now.
I know, and I'm here talking to you, Mike. I mean, what am I doing?
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Hey, you got a couple of pork belly sliders in you.
I know. Yeah. I want some more. They better bring some more out. All right, Jay. We appreciate it. Good luck, honestly, next year on season. We appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk to you next year for sure. By the way, have you real quick? I know people are probably wondering. Have you thrown the not urethane? Have you?
Well, it got announced.
No, he's injured. He's injured. He hasn't thrown it.
I haven't been able to throw it yet. So, but
I'm sure he's still.
I'm getting a lot of good feedback by the people that have been talking about it. So I've seen a couple of videos online, and it's looking pretty good right now.
Do you see the smirk on his face as he's saying that? Did everyone notice that? Yeah. I want everyone to catch that. I mean, it was like that was a nice little smirk. He's got some inside info, even if he hasn't thrown it yet. So I think
he's probably thrown it. He was hobbling.
You know what it is? He probably watched all the Patch Pirate ball review videos that are out on social media already, and his eyes probably lit up when he saw those Patch Pirates throw the ball. Because they all are so good and throw it so accurately in these ball videos. So it's probably what it was.
Absolutely.
No doubt. Yo, Jacob, thanks for joining us, man. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Rob. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no doubt.
So Mike, we have time. I wanted to kind of try to bring on Schlemmer, the Storm Ball rep. But it's already an hour 15. What do you think?
Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to. What time is it? Oh yeah, I gotta wrap up. I
know you do.
I didn't
Okay.
realize how late it is. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we're
It's
good.
past my bedtime, bro.
Yeah, so we definitely got to talk worst of the week, right? We got to do it before. I mean, it's kind of like the way it goes.
Let's
Right?
do it.
All right.
Let's give the people
do
what they want, bro. All right, go ahead.
My worst of the week is going to all the not urethane patch pirates putting out videos about how special this ball is. It's the greatest non-urethane ball ever thrown. I've already seen a bunch of ball review videos on it. Packy Hanrahan should get worst of the week because he's already talking about how great this ball is, and he did comparison videos and all kinds of crap. Let me break it to people here. If you're on ball staff, do not believe anything these people tell you on these ball review videos because all they're trying to do is sell you bowling balls. Bottom line, social media videos, if they're on ball staff, they are trying to sell you bowling balls. Every new release is the greatest release ever made. It's longer, it's stronger, it's going to give you 30 pins up your average. It's an epidemic. It is a bowling ball epidemic. This not urethane is it's a marketing, it's a hype job. Okay, there is nothing that is ever going to compare to the Purple Hammer. The ball is the greatest ball ever made. I mean, arguably, the Purple Hammer is the greatest ball ever made. They made it in Kentucky. They made it in Mexico. They made it in Michigan. I don't know. They're making it all over the place, and it's still one of the probably, if not the best ball ever made. For them to re-release a ball and then compare it and say it's comparable or I don't believe it until I see it. Honestly, I won't believe it until I see it. I'm waiting to see what Storm's answer is to the not urethane. I'm going to talk to Schlemmer. I'm going to make my way over to Schlemmer, and I'm going to ask him right now and say, what is Storm up to? A pitch black mimic?
What's cooking in the evil empire oven?
What's cooking in Utah? Because you know Storm is coming with an answer. You know they're going to, right, to the not urethane. Because they're not just going to let them come up with an answer to the urethane. And yeah, I'm getting the belt back. But anyway, so my worst of the week goes to the not urethane patch pirates. I'll take 10 of them. I'll take 20 of them.
Rob, they were out in force. They were out in force, son.
Oh, no joke. Yeah, I mean, because they're trying to hype it up. It's a hype job. Don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see all the people throwing that ball like they were throwing the purple urethane. I'll believe the hype. Until then, I'm a little bit skeptical. But I am interested in what Storm's answer to their pitch black is going to be. And I guarantee you they were waiting for Hammer to release their answer before. Always a strategy. There's always that they're not one of the greatest bowling ball companies in the world for nothing. There's always a strategy. They were waiting to see what they were releasing, and now they're going to come up with their own. So that's my worst of the week, Mike.
Okay, so my worst of the week, and it hurts me to give this person worst of the week because I usually enjoy their content and they run good events and they seem to support sport bowling, etc. But my worst of the week is going to the Bowlage Facebook page, the Doug Bowlage LaCorey. No. I don't.
Because that was worked out pretty bad.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. No, I have to give him worst of the week this week because he announced that he is running a series of tournaments, but it's only on Long Island, I think, and he's kind of getting away from running sport events, which pains me. And I'm gonna highlight this exchange here in the post where he put up about this new series of tournaments that he's doing, and really he was lamenting the fact that people don't want to bowl on sport. Like he can't sustain getting the entries in sport events to justify running them, right? But here's the exchange that made me give this worst of the week. So Anthony Fusco comes on in this post and says the following: with house shots, you will definitely get more Long Island bowlers because most of them only bowl on house. But you will also lose bowlers who come down from Connecticut and other parts of the Northeast because those guys only bowl on patterns. There is also a small handful of bowlers on Long Island who will not show up for house, including myself. But you will definitely get 95% of Long Island. Overall, you will gain entries. And Doug LaCorey responds back and says, I just want to run something that bowlers want. I just want to run something that bowlers want. I did the scratch pattern thing, and my entries fluctuated between 30 and 45. My goal is to run a tournament series that bowlers want. And listen, I had to give that worst of the week because, like, it pains me to hear that for a tournament director to be like, yeah, I tried running the pattern tournaments and this and that, and yeah, can't get the entries. No one wants to bowl on it. It's dying, a slow death, and yet again, just pains me to see that and hear somebody speak that into existence. So when I saw that, I thought, yeah, that's got to be my worst of the week. Sorry, Doug. Nice guy.
Yes, sorry, Doug.
All right, Rob. Super overtime tonight, but it was worth it. Final thoughts? I mean, final thoughts is Agent Ong Open. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll be on a little bit of the stream tomorrow night for the sweeper, the Sweep the Rack sweeper. Still not too late to bowl. 10 grand on top. He's guaranteeing the prize fund. I have the belt. I have the check. I've already won the tournament.
Go get you that belt if you want it. Bowlers out there.
I know. That's it. It's going to be a big tournament. It's going to be awesome. And I'm excited to be part of it, even though I'm probably not bowling. And I keep saying probably not bowling, because you never know what Saturday morning wakes up and I go, let's go. I'm just going to bowl with some of my old ass equipment and, try to make the cut. But yeah, other than that, there's still time. You can email Carl at agentongopen.com. His website, www.agentongopen.com. It's in the subtitles there if you want it. But yeah, that's my final thoughts. Mike, thanks for changing the Wednesday to Wednesday night. I know it's different than Thursday night. I appreciate the people coming on. I could have literally filmed for like 3 hours with all the people from the bowling world that are here right now. Could have kept bringing people on, honestly, but I know you got to be in bed and
listen,
almost 10 o'clock.
Make those connections, and let's schedule some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Network, bro. Get it done.
Hey, that's all I do. I got the belt and I'm the champ tonight. So,
okay.
Let's go.
All right, listen, hit us up on social media. He's at Brooklyn Rob 11. I'm at the 215. Hit us up through email, sweeptherack@gmail. And listen, we're announcing again. I don't think we got any emails this week, did we? I didn't see any in our inbox about mailbag. All right, we're looking for mailbag entries. Okay, hit us up. Send us a question. Anything. Doesn't have to be bowling related. Send us life advice questions. Send us child care questions. Send us whatever you want. Okay, sweeptherack@gmail. Hit us up. All right, we want
if anybody needs love advice out there, if anybody wants to navigate the dating app scene, Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, I'm your man.
Send advice.
That's my expertise. I got you, fam. Hit us up.
Right, you need life advice. You need life advice. Come to Sweep the Rack.
If you need dating online app advice, I'll tell you about all the train wrecks you can get involved in. Go out, have a good time, spend money, and then get ghosted. Pretty much how it goes these days. But,
yeah, no doubt. All right, hit us up. Let us know it's good. Look for Rob tomorrow night. We'll put that out on our social media doing the commentary. Check out the Agent Ong Open this weekend. And Rob, I would assume we'll be back on our regular Thursday night next week, no?
Yeah, that's the plan. If things change, we'll let everybody know on our social media.
All right, no doubt. Guys, always fun. Thanks for the people who joined us in the chat. Thanks to our guests. We appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who's listening afterwards. We appreciate the support, and we'll see everybody next week.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn